Hello, wonderful woman who is ready to turn her 8K months into 8K days, who's ready to take her next financial step in order to get to those big levels of money that she has been wanting to get to. My name is Shannon. I am going to be teaching you all about how I was able to do this, and I was able to do it making my business feel a whole lot easier, like just way more simple. I was complicating way too much. But today we are here to talk about you. Today we are here to talk about you. Yeah. Today we are here to really dive in and see what you can change about your business. It's really honestly, it's simple, guys. I'm not going to say it's easy because no, building a business and building a business that makes a lot of money is not easy, but it's not the hard work that you might be doing right now. So, it's not the things like hustling and being on your computer 24/7 and being on here and being over here and being there and on all the social media, right? It's really not about that stuff. There's so much more inner work that goes into making more money. And once we get the inner work down, that's what I'm saying. Like it's hard work, but it's simple. And then it's like, wow, I was making this business so much more complicated than it needs to be. All right. So I'm one of those people who likes to just dive into things. Like I don't want to like, don't tell me like about this or about that. Just give me the meat, Shannon. Just give me the stuff. All right. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to dive in. I like to keep my webinars just like super simple. Like it's 8 p.m. My kid is asleep finally. I'm in my office, which is getting redone. I'm looking at the blank wall, like, oh my God, this looks ridiculous. But you're here for the information. You're here for the change. You're here to change your business and to change yourself. So enough about me. If you're a fiery girl boss who's ready to hit 8K plus days in her business, I have a little typo there, while dropping the hustle this masterclass is for you. So, does this sound familiar? My goal for this training is really to help you if you're one of these types of people. You're stuck at $2,000 to $5,000 a month. You're on Facebook all day, or it really feels like you're working all day. Like your laptop is always open, right? You maybe haven't looked at your bank account in a couple days. Maybe it's been weeks, maybe it's been months since you've looked at your bank account. You definitely don't open your credit card statement. You just pay the minimum and that's it. You do Facebook Lives or post in groups, but you're not getting a lot of engagement on your content. Maybe you don't post at all. Maybe you're not visible at all in your business and you're constantly hiding, working on the back end of your business. So, whether that's your website or doing this or doing that, you're really not getting your message out there, right? You've been on the strategy train, which means you have been obsessed with the strategy classes and strategy freebies and strategy people, not really taking into account for the way you're thinking about money, the way you're feeling about money, your mindset around money. You probably lie awake at night thinking about your debt, feeling really crappy about your debt, feeling like, how am I going to pay this off? How am I going to reinvest in my business? How am I going to pay my business debt off? How am I going to pay personal debt off, whatever debt you have? And you probably are selling programs below $3,000 because your audience can't afford anything above $3,000. Shannon, please. Now, before I dive into this, I need to actually show you my proof. Like, I need to actually show you that I've been through this, that I know exactly where you are, and I know exactly what's going through your head. So, here's just some screenshots for you. In 1 month, I've pulled in $14,289. In another month, I've made $12,550 business profit. My checking account was always kind of around this $22,000 number, which was amazing for me. This was something that I was not used to at all. What else changed in my life was I started going on yearly retreats with women making $20,000 to $50,000 months. I started taking these really luxurious international birthday trips. We went to Banff, Canada. I created my monthly income in 24 hours, my $8,000 month. That was my biggest month, also, too, by the way. Like, $8,000 wasn't my consistent. It was just like, throughout the year, I'd have an $8,000 month in sales. And then that would kind of be it. I'd stay around that 3 to 5,000. I've invested back to back in my business, which is that was kind of unheard of for me before. I used to always say, I'd go right into a store and I'd go to the clearance racks and I'd be like, what's the cheaper dress? Even though maybe I wanted the nicer dress, I would just say, what's on the clearance racks? I also had an $11,000 day. So I had $11,000 cash come into my bank account in one day. I had my first $32,000 month while working way less than what I was doing when I was making anywhere from 3 to 5. And I've paid off over $20,000 of debt as of today. And I have a 6-month savings account. So, hello, my name is Shannon. Hopefully, you browsed my website a little bit. If not, totally fine. My name is Shannon. I live in New Jersey with my husband and my daughter, and my son, who is in my belly as I'm recording this, who is on his way, and 2 cats. I started my first business, which was a wedding flower business, and I sold it. I built it and sold it within about 2 years, and I sold it for around $15,000, and I was selling just the website. I had no inventory, I didn't have a retail storefront, I had nothing but the website and the traffic that I built. And then I started my coaching business, but I was stuck at $2 to $3,000 a month. And for me, when I transformed my money mindset, that was when all these big leaps and big jumps started happening in my business. So within 4 months, I had a $5,000, then a $13,000 month, then a $32,000 month. And I went on to sign $10,000 clients that paid in full with the same email list. All right. I just want to make that super clear to you guys that I had the same email list this entire time. So the time when I was stuck at $3,000 to $5,000 months, I had an email list of around, like probably around like 600 people. And then when I was signing $10,000 clients, I had an email list of 636 people. So I was really kind of around the same amount. I would gain people, lose people, gain people, lose people, type of thing. And it was amazing to me when I did the calculations that I was like, I was pretty much around the same. I stayed right around that 600 number the whole time. But I was always convinced my email list didn't buy. Always convinced about that. So today, I'm going to be talking about 3 simple inner shifts you can make about money to start making income now. Just really simple things that are going to change the way you think about your money. Why you don't need to add hundreds of people to your email list or Facebook group to start hitting $8,000 months, even a $32,000 month, even a $15,000 month, even a $50,000 month. I don't know if this is one of your big things. This was always one of my big things was I need more people on my email list. I need more people on my email list. And of course, that is a great strategy and something that I've definitely built upon since then. But it was something that always stopped me from like selling actually higher end things and getting to these big money months. How to put effective and high boundaries that will raise your income level. A few simple ways to use your intuition to come up with a social media post that can get over 500 comments, and quick ways to shift from it's not fair thoughts into empowerment. All right, guys. So, shift number 1, the way you think about money sucks. If you are stuck at these $8,000 months or you're stuck at those $3,000 to $5,000 months, what I have typically found with my clients and students is always the way that they're thinking about money really sucks. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that will make it very clear why you're not making more money. All right. Now, we need to take some time to think about this one. Why would you not want to make $8,000 in a day? There is a reason why. There are probably several reasons why. And of course, your brain just goes to like, what? Like your brain just can't even, of course, I want to make $8,000 in a day, Shannon. Of course, I want to be able to pay off my debt. Of course, I want to be able to pay myself. Of course, I want to retire my husband or my spouse. Of course, I want to. Mm-mm. If you are not there yet, there's something in your head about money. There's something in the way you're thinking about money that is stopping you from taking the action to make more money, right? And so sit for a second and just think about why would you not want to make $8,000 in a day? Like think about if you did, what would happen? So think about the good things first, of course. Maybe you can like finally go on that vacation you wanted, or maybe you can finally reinvest into that business coach you wanted to do, or Maybe you can buy that kitchen table set you wanted, think of all those good things first and then say like, well, what would be like something that I would be scared of happening? Like what's something scary that could happen or something that I don't really like? And what you'll find is that you might be afraid of people asking you for money. You might be wondering, what would my friends and my family think if I made that amount of money in a day? How would your dad feel if you made more money than him in one day? Would your husband or spouse feel emasculated or intimidated by you? Would you have to work so hard after you book those $8,000 sales or clients or money or whatever comes in? Now you have to work so hard that you're going to become a crappy mom because you're just going to be working so much. These are things that truly hold you back from making the amount of money you want to make. These are the real things that are going on. So these fears lie deep within our money mindset. That's why they're not on those. That's why when I asked the question at first, your brain like can't even the gears have to stop and say, like, what? Like, wait a second. Because our money mindset is what we've been programmed with since we were little about money. And that can come from anything that's happened in your childhood, in your teenage years, something that really impacted you. And so many of us are walking around with these traumas or these emotions around money. And we don't know why we have them, but we do. They're in there, right? Like maybe your parents divorced about money. Maybe your parents divorced because there wasn't enough money or because they fought about money all the time. Maybe a parent left another parent penniless. That happened to me. Maybe a parent left another parent and the other parent had to claim bankruptcy. The other parent's financial life was just like tatters, right? Maybe they just left and then the other parent had to fend for themselves and for you and your brothers or sisters, right? Maybe you watched too many couples fight about money. And maybe you met someone who was rich and you just had this bad experience with them. Maybe you had like a rich uncle when you were younger, and maybe he was just rude, or you just, you didn't feel comfortable around him. He just, he intimidated you. Or maybe it was a rich aunt or something, or maybe you met someone who was rich and maybe you worked for a rich boss when you were in your 20s or younger. And you just like the way they were, you just were like, I hope I am never like that. And you probably made the association, if I become rich, I'm going to become like that. And I don't want to be like that, right? So, who would want to make more money in their life if it meant that shitty things will happen? If it meant that, like, you're going to now be making more money than your dad, and your dad works really hard. And that's going to feel so uncomfortable to now out earn your own father. Or like, who would want to become rich if it's going to make you out to be a rich bitch? Like we all know that saying, that rich bitch, right? That lucky rich bitch. So if you make all your money and everyone just thinks you're a lucky rich bitch, right? Who wants to be that person? Who wants to be the girl that's like not included anymore in things? Who wants to be the girl that's like outgrown her friends now because now all of her friends think she's too rich and she's too good for them, right? Who would want why would we want to do that? We're not really thinking about these things. We really don't understand how much these things are playing into why we aren't making the money we want to. So, I want to introduce you to one of my students, Fiona. Fiona was convinced that no one in her audience would buy her coaching package. She was convinced that she could never make that much money. Fiona also was convinced that her audience would never spend that much money. They would never spend that much money. So, what we did was we went through all of this money mindset work. And we went through my course called Undercharging to Unstoppable. We addressed all of these beliefs she had around money. Specifically, hers were attached to her audience. She had some other beliefs too around, her family and out earning them, um, out earning her mother, especially because she just felt so, you know, um, she felt like she was meant to stay like kind of at the same level as her mom. It's interesting how we all kind of stay at the same income level as our parents and as our friends. If you look around, you're probably making the same salary as your parents and as your friends. And it's interesting how that can happen. And so she had this, belief around, you know, earning more than her mother and that being okay. And that not meaning anything about their relationship will be damaged and that anything bad will come about if she does out earn her mother. So we really worked on those beliefs and we changed those beliefs and we changed her money mindset. Fiona went on to have her first $13,000 month. And here's just a screenshot of her celebrating with all of us. She had two women within 5 days sign up for her high end coaching offer. And it was her first, at this time when she wrote the post, it was her first $8,000 month. And then it went on to be a $13,000 month. So here she is. She says, I'm here doing the work, following Shannon's strategy, showing up, committing 100%, healing, stretching, and expanding. It's working, guys. That's all a part of the money mindset work. Healing, stretching, and expanding. She put it into beautiful terms. All right. So right now, everything in your business comes down to how you feel about money. If you really think, if you really break this down, I love how people, you know, um, come to business coaches with their money problems because every business issue is a money issue. So if you feel weird marketing, you feel weird talking about money because you have to talk about the price of your course, the price of your program, the price of working with you. And that's all a part of marketing. And a part of marketing is also feeling really good about getting people to pay you money for your services, which is another thing so many women battle with is what if people pay me all this money and I can't deliver to them like what they're paying me? Or what if they take it and they want a refund? Or what if they do this and they want to back out, right? And it's that I feel so insecure about at taking people's money for my services, right? Just another money mindset issue. I don't want to be salesy means I feel weird asking for you to pay me money for my service, which people do all the time, guys. You probably made a transaction today that was paying someone for their service. Whether you went and got a manicure today, you paid them for their service. You went and got your hair cut, you paid them for their service. This is exactly what your business comes down to, too. They're paying you for a service to solve a problem. That's it, black and white. Oh, and this one. I don't know what to charge to me always says, I have zero connection to money. I don't know what to charge means I don't even know where to begin with money. I don't even know how much money I need to make this month, Shannon. I have no idea about what to charge because I have no idea what I'm actually worth, which is always way more than you think. Way more than you think. All right. Okay. So, what did I do to get to this place where I was stuck at three to $5,000 months, right? And I was then all of a sudden I was making $8,000 in a day, $11,000 in a day, having a $32,000 month. I'm going to get into exactly what I did in the next step. I'm going to show you exactly what I did in my business. But what did I do first? I had to do this first. There was no way I could change my business model to what I'm going to show you if I did not understand the way I was thinking about money was so messed up. I was pushing away money all the time. I had no relationship with money. That's the truth. I wanted a whole bunch of money, but I had no relationship with money. And how do you think that worked out for me? Not well. Not well at all. But truly what I did was I remember this time, like I took these months and all I did was just I took only took programs about money, money and money mindset. I remember reading multiple books. I remember listening to money affirmations in the shower. I would listen to them every day. I changed the way I thought, I changed what I believed, and I changed my habits around money. I started tracking my money, I started budgeting my money. Like I said, I read multiple books. I took two money mindset programs at once. Usually the money mindset stuff was stuff that I just didn't go into. I thought it was kind of crap. Like I thought, there's no way that stuff affects my business. I've owned a successful business before. Um, and in that business too, I had to battle my money monster too. But this business to me was like this is where I really wanted my money mindset to change. I really wanted to make a big impact and I wanted to make big amounts of money. So I changed the way I thought, believed, and the habits I had around money. All right. So, how do you know if you have a poor money mindset? Maybe you're watching this and you're like, well, some of those things I relate to, Shannon, some of those things I don't. How do I actually know if my money mindset really needs work? So, this is what mine looked like. This is what I see when people come to me. This is what I see when people start to take my course. Like it's always here. You're selling programs below $1,000 consistently when you have a small audience. A lot of people, I don't know how many webinars you've watched, how many things you've watched about business models, or how many um people Facebook lives you've done or YouTube videos trying to figure out how people get to those $10,000 months. And the one thing I watch a lot of people never do is they never mention audience size. Like I used to watch all the webinars about creating passive income and creating a $97 course and making a lot of money from that. And I would be like, okay, cool. And then I would go and sell it to my very small audience and I would make a couple sales. And I would be like, why am I not hitting 10K months? I don't understand. These other people all seem to be hitting them. And it was because these people never addressed my audience size. They never actually said, like, how big is your audience? That should be the first question, like a business coach asks you when you're saying, I have an income goal, here's what I'm going to sell. The next question they should ask you when they're a good business coach is, how big is your audience? Because that will tell you how much money you're going to make the next month. So a lot of people never address this question. It's just like, oh, okay, cool. You want to sell that? Okay, cool. We'll sell it. No, if the client has an income goal, we need to know numbers. We need to know conversion rates. We need to know all of these things, right? So yeah, so that was me. Constantly wondering why I wasn't hitting $10,000 months when I had a small audience and I was selling things below $1,000. I was convinced nobody will pay more than $2,500 to work with me for 3 months. I once got called the cheapest coach a girl has ever spoke to, and she wondered why I was so cheap. That was a light bulb moment for me. That I felt like was that moment right there led me to working on my money mindset a month later. I was the cheapest coach she's ever worked with. Um, yes, of course, right. She went on to hire a $13,000 coach. I felt like such an idiot. And it still took me a month to work on my money mindset. Even with this girl saying to me, your prices are too low, Shannon. I mean, she even said to me on the discovery call, your prices are too low. And here I was, still, still, because my money mindset was so messed up. All right. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let it happen to you. So I had to completely, I mean, imagine that. Imagine someone saying to you, your prices are too low, raise your prices, and you still can't raise your prices. I had to completely uninstall all of my money beliefs. They were so bad, and I had to program new ones. And what happened was I raised my prices from 2,500 to 3,000. You see that little jump? To 5,000 to 10,000 within 6 months, and I was booking clients who paid me in full at 10,000. All right. I had my first $32,000 month 5 months after rewiring my money mindset. I worked for a whole year trying to book $2,500 clients. So I worked my butt off for those $2,500 clients. A month after that, I went on to have several $15,000 cash months, not sales, complete cash hitting my bank account. And I kept my profit at very large margins. So there was no self sabotage there. So I wasn't getting all the money in and spending all the money. I was really, really watching my money too. And that was because I worked on my money mindset. So here's just a couple more people who have worked on their money mindset. This has worked for tons of women. So I've had a client who landed her client for $4,500 and she had no idea how that happened. And then I've also had another client whose goal was 15,000 in sales and they were at 18,000 for the month. And then they set a new goal of 33,000, which they went on to surpass, by the way. Just amazing. All right, let me take a sip of my water before I get into the real logistics of how I was able to have these big months, also still with the same audience. All right. Let's talk about three most important things, okay, that a lot of people don't address: your audience size, your income, and the ease, right? Make it easy. All right. So, mostly everyone here who's watching my webinars, watching this masterclass, has a small audience. And what I mean by small audience is an audience below 2,000 people. And this is why this lesson is going to change everything for you, because no one ever told you about this. A lot of other programs or courses will teach you how to sell a low end course or a passive program, right? Maybe you probably have done those. You probably have tried this, right? Or maybe you're like me, you watch other people do it and wonder how they can make so much money when they're selling a low end course or a passive program or even a low end membership. And you're like, how are these people having big months? I just did that too. And I only made a couple sales. I only made like $300. So why am I not having big months? I even just watched a webinar today from someone that I was like, wow, I really like her. She's amazing. I really connect with her. And I was like, let me watch one of her master classes. I watched it and she was kind of going through showing you the breakdown of how to create programs and sell them and all these other things. But she never once addressed your audience size and the conversion rate. And I was like this is so she would put down a number that's like sign up 30 people for your $47 masterclass. And I was like, I hope women understand the conversion rate that they're going to need in order to get 30 people to sign up for that. And I'll talk about that, right? Okay. But here's what I was in here's what I was avoiding in my business. But or maybe here's just what I didn't know at the time. I wasn't following standard industry conversions. That means 1 to 3% of your audience will buy your product. Okay, 1 to 3%, right? So that's why you didn't make $10,000 last month when you tried selling that $297 course or that $49 membership and your audience is below 2,000 people. I wasn't growing my audience either. I was just selling to the same people over and over and over again without giving them any really good content either. And I wasn't nurturing them. Like I wasn't giving them good content. I wasn't giving them, live classes. I wasn't giving them master classes. I wasn't giving them fully detailed blog posts. I just wasn't nurturing them. So I had no way with my audience to hit a $10,000 a month with the way I was going until I figured it out. So let's talk about conversion rates, email list size, and what that means for you. Let's think about this, right? Let's break this down mathematically. Numbers are my favorite because they don't freaking lie. All right. So let's say, for example, you have a 400-person email list and you are going to sell a $297 intensive. You're going to spend 2 hours with them going over their website or their branding or, their manifestation process, whatever it is. So a 1 to 3% conversion rate, let's say it's 8 people, let's say it's 2%, times 297 equals $2,376. That's in sales if you offer a payment plan. So if they all go on the payment plan, well, for the next month, you're only going to bring in $800. If everyone pays in full, that's where we're going to get trapped in that $2,000 to $5,000 hustle. So you're going to make money and then next month you start at zero. So this is why you're not making $10,000 months, because one, you're not taking into account audience conversion rates. You're not taking into account that you have a smaller audience, so you need to sell a higher price point product. Also, though, two, payment plans. Payment plan stacking is how you build up to more and more income and revenue every single month. When you have to start at $0 on the first of the month, every single month, it feels impossible because you constantly have to keep hustling, launching, and selling. If we create payment plans, right, that's what's going to get you to consistent income. So when we create high-end containers, this is what I'm going to talk about now, that's going to break you from $2,000 to $5,000 hustle. We're going to build a really nice foundation for your business. We're going to create that consistent income with our payment plan stacking. And it's going to not be this rushed thing on the first of the month, trying to figure out what you're going to sell your audience, how you're going to launch it, how you're going to market it. And as soon as that launch is done, on to the next one, right? Like the same thing over and over again. So Dorian was one of my clients who was stuck selling $2,000 intensives. She really wanted to sell a mastermind program at $5,000 per person seats, but she was terrified. So she hired me. We worked on her money beliefs. We crafted her $5,000 mastermind package, and she ended up selling 5 seats. She ended up also booking other people into a couple other things that she had, and she had her first $30,000 month. All right. So, how can you create a high end container? You can do it in so many different ways. You can do a high end coaching package, you can do a high end mastermind, you can do a high end group program, or you could do a high end VIP weekend. Lots of you can pick from any of these. You can sell these all. You want to sell all 4 of them every single month? Go right ahead. I mean, that to me is not ease. I would probably pick one and sell it every single month. But yeah, but there's so many different ways you can create a high-end container. So let's look at this a little bit differently. Now, let's say you have a 400 person email list. You're selling a $3,000 package. You end up selling at a 1% conversion rate, which is industry standard averages. Okay. 1% for anything typically above $1,000. All right. So you get 4 people to sign up for your $3,000 package. All right. Yes. Yeah. That is a $12,000 sales month. All right. Now you offer a payment plan. Okay. This is what's going to get you those $10,000 months. Let's say they all go on the payment plan. What's going to happen is next month, on the first of the month, you already have $4,000 coming in. All you need to do is make $6,000 to get to $10,000 cash. So you can sell another high-end container. You can sell something low end too. There's no reason why you can't go high and low end program, high and low end program. I like high end containers to give us that base consistent income. And then from there, do whatever you want. But start with high end containers. And then say the next month, you want to sell a course for $197. And then you sell a couple of those, you get another $1,000. Some of those people go on payment plans. So you start the third month on $5,000 to $8,000 base income. You see what I'm saying? And then we just keep stacking and stacking and stacking. That is what's so beautiful about high-end containers. They are so beautiful. These high-end offers keep the amount of people you're working with low. It's only 4 people. You only need 4 people. Imagine if I said to you, to make $12,000 this month, I just need you to know 4 people. I just need you to find 4 people. Could you do that? Hell yeah, you could. 4 people in the world of billions of people. Okay. It gives you consistent recurring income that we can build off of. So next month, we're not starting at $0 again come the first of the month. And it allows you, this is the biggest thing above all, beyond like payment plans and everything like that. It finally gives you that time and that space that you need to build the foundation of your business because you'll be having that income. Once you're able to say, you lock in a client for a 3-month payment plan or a 4-month payment plan, you can breathe a little bit easier knowing that for the next 3 to 4 months, you can do the things your business needs that maybe won't pay off right away, but that are necessary to grow your business. Whether that's learning how to grow your email list, learning how to use TikTok, all those other things that we know we need to do, but we're so busy kind of focusing on we need to make money though also to live and to pay our business bills that we don't have the time and luxury to do. All right. So high end offers get you out of the hustle and the grind and the launch cycle with low revenue. I think we know that. So here's another one of my clients, Frankie. She was selling social media services for $200 for a couple hours. I was like, Frankie, how are we going to live off $200? What are we going to do with 200? Is that going to pay the rent? No. So she had been hired by some like local small business companies around her town, but she was working really, really hard for a little amount of money. So we completely changed her business model and her message. She had, I think maybe guys, 150 likes on her Facebook page when we started. And they were all people in the different, they were all people who were following her because she had social media services. So she completely changed her business and her message. And within an audience of 200 people, I think there was 50 people on her email list. So that's the 150 plus the 50. Sold her first $5,000 package. Before that, she sold her first $3,500 package. And then she sold a $5,000 package, which she used to beg for $200 clients. Finally, we found, and she just was just working with one client. Just one client made her $5,000. So much easier compared to working with several different businesses for maybe $1,000 a month. I mean, no brainer. It's a no brainer. All right. The next question you have though is, okay, Shannon, good for these people. I see. But, but you already know these people have low audience because I've said everyone here, all of my examples, all my testimonials are of people with not big audiences. That's why I switched their business model. But you're probably saying, well, their audience buys. I don't know how to attract people who would pay $3, $5, or $10,000 for my work. And I'm going to tell you why. So, the reason why you're not attracting those high-end clients, first of all, it's probably because you don't have a high-end offer yet. So, you need to actually sell the high-end offer. But when I had my high-end offer, which was $2,500, I wasn't standing out as a leader. I wasn't getting the likes and the comments and the recognition. My marketing was too quiet. Right. Your audience would never spend that. So here's what my marketing looked like when it was too quiet. I was never really taking a stand for a message or for values in my business. Um, like right now, I take a stand for money mindset work, for financial management. That is my stand. I'm like, if you want to succeed, you need to work on your money mindset. You need to work on financial management. And right here, I'm taking a stand for high end containers, right? That is my stand. That is what I believe. Not taking a stand is if every week I released a brand new program on something different. It's about YouTube, then it's about Instagram, then it's about branding, then it's about marketing, right? Have I taken a stand for something? You can say, teach all these different topics. If your stand is, every woman should be empowered and start her own business, and you take a stand for that. But if it's just, I'm just flailing, trying to get anybody to see me as a leader in any way, that's what that looks like. Okay. It looks like you are not taking a stand for anything. So all of my marketing content, it was bland, it was boring, or it was just by the book. It was so full of people pleasing. I just wanted everyone to like me. It was very heavily teaching based. So I remember being like, I'll teach you anything. Like, I'll teach you anything. But there was no soul to it. Like, it was just me trying to copy someone else, or someone else here did this and they were successful. So I was trying to copy them. It was very safe. It was very quiet. It was just very like, I could not stand out above the noise because I didn't know what I stood for. I just wanted everyone to like me. And I wanted to be safe. I wanted to be safe. I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. So I booked $10,000 clients when my marketing became vulnerable, bold, and creepy. I'll get into what creepy is. But, so here is my most liked post that I've ever wrote in my entire business years. It was incredibly vulnerable. I wanted to throw up sharing it. More than 100 plus women have messaged me about this post and thanked me for sharing it. And a good handful of those people became my $5,000 or $10,000 clients. And this was a story about a conversation between me and my mother. And the conversation was very vulnerable, but it was at this moment when I was taking all those money mindset programs and I was reading all those books, and I decided that wealth was for me at that point. And, maybe my mom wasn't really on board with it. So I felt like I had to have this tough conversation with her that this is what I wanted for my life. I wanted wealthy. I wanted to be rich. I want to buy nice things. And I want, and I was like, Mom, you can either support me and get on this train, you can get off. And my voice was shaking when I was saying, I've never stood up to my mother ever in my life. And it was just this moment when I knew I needed to stand up for myself and I need to stand up for the things that I wanted. And it's not trying to say like this was a terrible conversation with me and my mom. It was something I needed to do to empower myself. And it was something that was good for our relationship. It was great for our relationship moving forward. I feel so much more like I can be open and honest with my mother. I can have boundaries and she'll respect them. Like our relationship just changed so much, but sharing this post meant like I am changing. I am changing. And here's how I am. Here's how I am now. And that was again my most like post. Bold. Let's talk about being bold in your marketing. So again, you can do all of these things. I should also have a link down below this video for content that converts. I show you how to write Facebook posts that convert into $10,000 clients. And I use these examples. Bold. I wrote a post bragging that was so braggy. It was so braggy. How dare I share this and talk about myself and talk about money and talk about my income? That's what old Shannon would have said to this Shannon. So this post ended up adding 585 people to my email list. 585 people to my email list. This one post. All right. It pays to be bold. It pays to brag. It pays to say, I'm worth this. Look at me, everyone. I am doing something really fucking cool. It pays to be bold. All right. Creepy. Creepy is about being so specific that these clients that you want to put into your high-end containers cannot look away from you because you are literally speaking to them so much. So here's an example of one of my clients, Ashley. And Ashley wanted to add this brand new service to her photography business. She was terrified to do it, but I was like, listen, we can do this. We can do this. All right. So Ashley was like, but Shannon, listen, there's nobody in my audience that's a photographer. And I'm like, yes, there is. Yes, there is. Because she wanted to sell her new offer to photographers. So we came up with this really, really specific post that no photographer could look away from. She received over 300 applications for her brand new photography program. It had no sales page. It had no website. She was promoting to an audience of people that she was like, I don't think there's any photographers in this audience. Nothing. And she shared it to a Facebook group. Sorry, she shared it to a Facebook group. That should make it clear. And can you believe it? 300, 300 applications. Amazing. Amazing. It pays to be creepy. So when you start doing these types of posts, you begin to attract not only high paying clients, but people who are interested in just being a part of your message in your community because you actually have a message. You actually have values. You actually have um, something you're taking a stand for, right? Like taking a stand for something in your marketing. And people are like, I want to be a part of this. Like, I love what she is doing. I love what she's doing. I love what she's sharing. I love the way she's showing up. I want some of that. And I want to be a part of this movement. I want to be a part of this community. So when my clients have changed their quiet marketing and turned into leaders in their communities, because that's what we all really want. Um, I've had clients who got over 280 comments on posts they've made. I've had people be asked to be on the Jenna Kutcher podcast. I've had people go from making only $425 in 1 month to within 3 months, almost making $5,000 back to back, which is incredible. Be seen as a leader. That's what you are. But you can't do it if your marketing is too quiet. So let's look at your current business model. All right. So you've been through this whole thing with me. We talked about money mindset, high end containers, and making your marketing loud, loud, and people can't look away from it. If you want $10,000 months consistently, pay off debt, take your family on vacation, does your business currently have the structure to do that? So, for example, if you're selling $97 courses and your current audience is 200 people, you're going to make $600 and then you're going to have to start all over again next month, right? Will that pay for your personal bills? I'm a money girl. I like to get down to the numbers. Is that going to pay for your personal bills? Is that going to pay for your business bills? Will it pay off your debt? No, no, probably not, right? That's where I come in. That's where I'm going to come in. Let me remind you again. High-end containers with a 650 person email list did this to my business. Completely changed it, changed my financial future. So I know what you're thinking, that several of my clients have these big email lists. No, several of my clients have had no email lists. One of my clients had an email list of 20 people before and sold a high-end $5,000 package. My clients don't even have Facebook groups usually when they start with me. And some of my clients' audience are consumers, not businesses. So here's what we can do together. Imagine this, okay? Instead of that $97 course you're thinking about selling this week, instead, you work with me and we fill your $3,000 program with 4 people, okay? And we can do that within a month. We definitely can. I filled my $10,000 program in 4 weeks. Yes. So let's say that. Let's say you go in, you fill it within a month. At the end of this month, come the first of the next month, you already have $4,000 coming in. How good does that feel? So everyone goes on the payment plan. How good does that feel? This is so possible. This is like stop the hustle, stop the grind. Here's where you can create consistent income. Here's where you can easily see how you can get to $10,000 cash months and do that consistently and build that nice foundation for your business. So you're asking yourself, I know, but Shannon, how do I do this? I don't think my audience will buy this. I don't know what to put in a high-end container package. I also really don't know what I'm supposed to do with the marketing. Like I see what you're getting at by being a leader and being bold, and I'm going to grab the content that converts PDF, but like I'm still really not sure like exactly how I actually get these people to pay me money. And that's where I come in. I have a 4-part course on creating and booking out your high-end package using only the audience you have now. I like a challenge. I want to only use the audience you have now. And it's called From Undercharging to Unstoppable. And in this course, I'm going to show you how to write content and posts that attract high-end clients, again, using the audience you have now. And we're going to do that using Facebook or Instagram. And they are not attracted to teaching. Just a reminder, high-end clients are not attracted to teaching, okay? I'm also going to show you how to rewire your money mindset for wealth. I'll take you through how to uncover any of those negative money beliefs that you're having that are holding you back from creating high-end containers or from making $8,000 plus months, including the ones that are saying things like, my audience would never pay that, they can't afford it. What if someone asks me for a refund? What do I do if this happens? How do I know I can charge this much? All of those fears, those will be the number one things that will actually stop you from selling a high-end container. So if you walk away from this masterclass and you decide you want to try to sell the high-end container yourself and you'll use my content that converts PDF, it's not going to be that like your marketing was wrong or your selling was wrong. Of course, those things are going to need help. The biggest thing that's going to stop you from actually selling a high-end container without taking my course is that you're not going to have a good money mindset. You need a solid money mindset in order to book high-end clients. It has got to be locked in because you will go through this roller coaster of emotions of I can do this, I can't do this. I can do this, I can't do this. And it will constantly go like this. And I'm going to show you how to get out of that and just stay solid with your money mindset. And then, of course, I'm going to show you what's supposed to actually be in that high end container. What high end clients are looking for, what you need to have just so you do avoid getting refunds or feeling like an imposter. And even if you think you're not ready yet, and even if you think you know nothing, you can't put anything into a high end container, yes, you freaking can. So even if you're like Jon Snow and you think you know nothing, you can sell a high end container. I promise you, promise you. But I know how scary this is. And don't worry, you won't have to figure this all out on your own. So I'm going to give you this bonus called money making emails. So these are my 3 best selling emails that got me $10,000 clients. Copy and paste, send them to your audience. Okay. Conversations that sell. You actually need to have an application for your high end container. You need to have one. And you might be wondering, what type of application, what questions do I ask, what needs to be on there. I'm going to show you exactly what you should have in your application so you can get them to say yes right away. But don't worry, also, I'm going to give you a Facebook Live challenge workshop. So when you are in that month trying to sell your high end container and your money mindset's getting messed up, so you're diving back into undercharging to unstoppable and you're getting work on your money mindset, and then you're like, I would really love to do a Facebook Live challenge. Well, guess what? I'm going to set you up with everything you need to do to create a Facebook Live challenge that will convert into high-end clients. All right. Headline formulas, when to pitch on the program, also, so it doesn't, translate into like this weird, awkward like part where you're like giving content and then you're like, buy my program. Um, how to determine the best topic so people will actually watch it and then buy, things like that. The ideal length of your challenge to keep your audience hungry for more. So you don't feel like you're over giving or over delivering and then they're not going to buy the program. I'll show you exactly how to do that. Okay. All right. And what else? There's more. Wait, there's more. So launch secrets. All right. Launch secrets is basically it's this It's a little journal and it comes with journaling prompts. All right. That have led me to 5-figure launches. So again, when you're launching that high-end container and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. Nobody's buying. Nobody's filled out my application yet. Don't worry. We're going to go back to the journaling prompts and you're going to figure out what's going on in your head about this. And we're going to clear it and get back to work. You're going to book your high-end clients. All right. So again, undercharging to unstoppable, 5 jam-packed modules, 24 short digestible lessons, supportive Facebook group, ask a question, gets answered by me. Okay. 4 bonuses, instant access to all of the lessons. Get them all as soon as you sign up today. All right. But I reward people who make swift, quick decisions. So if you sign up in the next 24 hours, get access to my $10,000 client vault. Here's what you get. You get to look at the exact library I give to my $10,000 clients. You get to look without paying me $10,000. You get to look at my library. You get to look at all the documents. You get to look at all the PDFs. You get to look at everything in there. That's right. Sign up in the next 24 hours. You can get exclusive access to that content library that I've only given to my $10,000 clients and people who sign up for this course. How fun is that? That's pretty cool. All right, guys. Also, so here's the amazing part. You can get all of this shit, all of this amazing supportive, change your business shit for 50% off. That's $97. $97 for all that. Can you believe it? $97. What a freaking steal. So this is what a lot of people have done at the end of undercharging to unstoppable. Only working with 2 to 3 clients at a time that they absolutely love. Know that they have 5 figures in cash hitting their bank account monthly and for the next month and for the next month. Cut your work hours in half. Never force another launch again because you need the money. spend more time with your family instead of on your laptop, and creating a process for signing clients that you can rinse and repeat all the freaking time. All the time. How nice is that? Again, here are some more amazing testimonials from undercharging to unstoppable. I've had people who went from, I've had one of my clients, Andrea, who went from charging $596 to a couple thousand, and she signed a client into that, and she couldn't believe someone paid her a couple $1,000s from 600. I've had another client who sold her first 3-month coaching package. I remember that. That was amazing. I've also had another client who sold her first package for $5,500. She had just launched the program 30 minutes ago, and they all come from different areas. So my client Andrea worked in the wedding industry. My other client Stephanie worked in the health coaching industry. This client here worked in manifestation. And my other client over here was actually a bookkeeper. She did bookkeeping and a little bit of financial, I think, consulting. And she went from charging $40 to then getting 2 contracts. Each of them were $1,600, which is wonderful. Just amazing. So if you have a niche excuse, no, doesn't work here. Again, instead of that $97 course that you're thinking about putting together, sell a $3,000 package, right? How good does it feel knowing you have $4,000 already coming in next month? How good would that feel? So you can change your business and you can change your life. And it starts right here. One payment of $97 gets you everything today. You get instant access. You can start as soon as this masterclass is done. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Wow. Wow. This was really amazing. This was really exciting. I am so excited. My throat is so dry. I can't wait to get some sleep. But like I had so much fun. I mean, this was just such a good time just to like share my story with you, share my client stories with you, and then also show you what's possible. And I think that it's something that people never talk about is the freaking audience size. Like I remember someone telling me, like, I think I had 2 different coaches. Like, I had one coach telling me the audience size and the industry conversion, then I had one coach telling me to sell high-end packages. And I couldn't believe no coach had ever said to me, "You know, Shannon, I know you wanna make this much money, but how many people are in your audience?" You know? Like, someone should have said that to me. And I'm so happy that I can share this today with you and save you so much time and money. Seriously. I hope to see you in Undercharging to Unstoppable. Hope you enjoyed this masterclass. I am going to eat some gluten-free Oreos and watch some YouTube. And I hope to see you in the course because as soon as you hop in, you got your questions, I am there supporting you. All right, guys, I will see you soon. Hope you had a great time. Bye.